you cannot reach your goals, especially not during this pandemic. You don't have the skills or the knowledge, and you don't have what it takes to reach your goals. Also, who do you think you are to try to even pursue your goals? Hang on, this is not me speaking. If these are the kind of thoughts that you have, then you are sabotaging your chances of reaching your goals. So obviously we want to change these thoughts and improve your chances of reaching your goals. You can do that by improving one thing in your life. If you want to know what that is, then you need to stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Up It and the Actions podcast. This is Peyton. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are a returning viewer or a listener, thank you for tuning back in. Before we get started, as always, I am going to remind you to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon if you want to get notified every time we bring you content like this. That will help you move toward whatever it is that you want to achieve in life. And now, let's get into today's episode. You know what is interesting about goals? No matter what goal you want to achieve in your life, the way to achieving any goal is pretty much the same, because in order to reach a particular goal, you need to become a certain way so that you're able to do certain things to reach that goal. Let's say you want to run a marathon, when it is safe to. You will need to train and work out both physically as well as emotionally. So before you physically run that marathon, you have to believe that you can. As obvious as this may sound, the reason why so many people are not able to achieve their goals is not because they don't know how to. No, they do. The biggest reason why they are not able to is because they don't believe that they can reach their goals. They may think that they don't deserve it, or they are lacking in some way, and they doubt themselves. So when someone doesn't believe that they can reach their goals, it is often associated with their self-worth. So in this episode, let's discuss how your self-worth impacts the goals that you want to achieve and how to improve your self-worth. Did you know that there is a very subtle but important difference between your self-esteem and your self-worth? Self-esteem is the value that you place on yourself, the good, bad, ugly, based on external factors. Self-worth, on the other hand, is the value that you place on yourself without any filters. Your self-esteem may go up and down depending on external validation, such as your career, your finances, love from your partner, etc. Self-worth, on the other hand, is knowing and acknowledging you're worthy, you're enough, and you don't need anything external to make you fulfilled. So the healthy way of pursuing goals is to pursue them through the lens of self-worth rather than self-esteem. So let's get deeper into this. Let's say you want to pursue a goal for yourself and you tie your entire happiness on the achievement of this goal. Your very existence depends on it. What you're doing is you're placing your self-esteem on the line, which is dangerous because in the event that you're not able to reach this goal, you will end up feeling extremely disappointed and feeling a sense of hopelessness and unfulfillment. However, if you pursue your goals through the lens of self-worth, this is how it would look. If you were to choose to pursue your goals just because you want to pursue them, and yes, something such as just because exists, just because you're excited to, just because you want to pursue a goal, you would pursue your goals simply because you wanted to. Now don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean you are less committed to reaching your goals. It just means that you're not tying your entire existence, your peace of mind, your happiness to the realization of that goal. Instead, you're exploring and pursuing your goals through the lens of your self-worth, knowing fully well that in the unlikely event that you are not able to reach this particular goal, the fact that you even started pursuing them, the fact that you acknowledge that you wanted to pursue this goal is good enough. And your sense of worthiness is not diminished by you not achieving that goal. This simply means that you're not going to get disillusioned and disappointed if you don't achieve that goal. The fact that you pursued this goal even, the fact that you wanted to pursue this goal even, means that you believe and acknowledge to yourself that you're good enough, you are whole, you're worthy, irrespective of the final realization of that goal. So once you decide to pursue your goals through the lens of self-worth, then you can learn to improve upon it. And this is how you can do it. The simplest way to improve your self-worth is to improve your self-confidence. Now, there are two types of self-confidence. One is the external confidence. We show up with it at work or where we need to do something externally. And it works for all practical purposes. However, if you truly want to improve your self-confidence, then you need to improve upon your inner self-confidence. And the way to build upon your inner self-confidence is by keeping your promises to yourself. When you say that you're going to go ahead and do something, and you actually go ahead and do it, you build upon your inner self-confidence. So the most important thing you can do for yourself and even for your loved ones is to first start keeping your word to yourself. And very honestly, it's much simpler to keep promises to our loved ones or to someone else. But the person that we often forget to acknowledge is ourselves. So when we keep our promises to ourselves, then we build upon our inner confidence, and also we improve upon our self-worth. By keeping your word to yourself, you acknowledge the divinity within you. And as far-fetched as that may sound, but from a spiritual standpoint, each one of us has a divine, innate sense of consciousness. And every time we listen to our inner voice, our inner consciousness, we are in integrity with ourselves. We build upon our self-confidence, we increase our self-worth, and thereby increasing our chances to achieving our life goals. However, if we choose not to listen to our inner voice, in our inner consciousness, then what happens is we don't build this self-confidence muscle, and our self-worth tends to be much lower. So to wrap up this episode, I hope the next time you are pursuing your goals, you will consider not putting your self-esteem on the line and instead pursue your goals just because you want to pursue them, and to know and to fully acknowledge that you are worthy, you are good enough, and the final realization of your goals is simply an added bonus. When we learn to dissociate our final achievement, final realization of our goals, then we make the process of pursuing goals so much more better and even simpler. That's the whole point of having goals. So tell me in the comments below what you think. I would love to know your thoughts. So that's all for today. If you like this episode, give it a like, share it with a friend. I will see you next week. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you can hit me up on social. My handle on Instagram is @PaydensLife. For personalized help, check out my company on upitaway.com. And like I always say every week, remember what you want matters, and it's really up to you to make it happen. I'll talk to you soon. Stay healthy and take care. See ya.